as I hinted earlier, we're going to hop into talking about automation. So we don't have one specific stat to call out here, but in the graph on the slide, you can see that on average, the more automation rules an association uses to save time and engage members, you're seeing a dramatic increase in the number of community logins, the number of discussion posts, the number of contributors that community has. That's not to say you should use automation rules just for the sake of using automation rules, but they can be valuable for what you see here. Things such as automating, personalizing, engaging different member segments, customizing the actions based on what matters to members, and saving you time overall, because often automations are set it and forget it. So while it does take a little bit of time and setup on the front end, the results that you're seeing make all the difference for your strategies. So a goal with automation is to be strategic about the touch points that are really going to make a difference along the member journey, choosing those important moments, and then forming automation around those moments. One concern that I do hear about a lot is email overload. I know you're already communicating in many ways to your users, customers, members, whatever that may be. And that's why automation, of course, needs to be strategically used. But I will say automation rules are meant to feel less like a corporate email and more like a personalized touch from the community manager. So I have found many organizations get even a higher open rate from an automation rule than from a digest. And people will often reply to these as if it's from even like a personalized email. So I think understanding that difference between a marketing email and one of these automated messages can help you kind of combat that worry about email overload. So we're going to walk into some of the best practice automations that we've seen working with customers. So something to keep in mind here is where we're hitting people is at key points during their community member experience. And something important to note is that most of these examples and preset messages are already available to you if you are a Higher Logic customer. We've created a rule that you can work from, a message that you can go in and edit. So the setup does not have to be long and time consuming for these. Obviously, a new member welcome is a way that you're going to activate new members to take their first step within the community. That's obviously a key entry point when people are first joining your organization or joining a community. One thing I would consider with that is rather than one email giving them everything that you want them to do, maybe consider breaking that up into a series of messages with specific tasks that you think would be of most value for your community members. Your first post talks about if somebody's posted but they don't have a photo associated to their post. We found that users who have profile photos tend to be more engaged, and their discussions are more likely to elicit a response. So again, that's a key point that you can drive to your community members to help them to engage from the beginning. We miss you. The idea is to take people who were previously engaged and encourage them to log back in and see what's new. Keep the conversation going. This is a way to thank your MVP creators that Tiffany just talked about for starting meaningful threads that have received a good number of responses. We want to thank those people for contributing to the community and encourage them to keep contributing. Terms issue is if somebody may have started to log in, hit that terms page, and dropped off before they actually started engaging in the community. Just a reminder to continue that login process. My bonus points example here, we talked before about unanswered questions. There is a way to create a widget that only shows questions that have not received a response. So what you could do is direct active users to a page that links out those unanswered threads, and then ask them to help make a great community experience for everyone else by seeing if they have expertise to add to those threads. And then if you want to take everything to a whole other level, you can combine what you're doing through those automated community messaging with your marketing communications through automated campaigns. Now we have the chance to look not only at community behavior to drive smart automation, but in this case, for example, whether or not they even opened that welcome message that you sent out to them. So we now have the power to combine data such as, have they logged in yet? Have they contributed to a conversation? Or what have they told us they're interested in if you're using a topic community? And now we can market to them or create an onboarding journey that's a little bit more personalized and more customized. You also have the ability to create a bigger picture of understanding how your members are engaging and personalize their experience to that.